Hey YouTube, what's up? In JT Sasuke, I'm here to bring you guys a review for One Piece. So, jumping right into this, I want to talk about, I really just want to talk about a couple of different things. First off, Sanji is with on Whole Cake Island right now, and as of this latest episode, Peckham's confirmed that Sanji is most likely on Whole Cake Island. We got to see Pirin, and she's pretty. So we all thought that Sanji was gonna say, "Oh yeah, I'll marry her," but Sanji's made up his mind about marrying. Sanji's made up his mind about marrying Pirin, stating that he's not going to marry her, and this is due to the fact that he has an undying loyalty to Luffy and the rest of the crew. Sanji said it already. He's not marrying anybody. He's not joining Big Mom's crew. Now, marrying Big Mom's daughter means that the Straw Hat crew works under him. So this is a power play by Big Mom on multiple levels, because A, that brings him into the that brings the Vince Smoke family into her family, and B, it also takes the Straw Hat crew off the map as somebody who would be a main contestant trying to take them down. However, Luffy wouldn't comply to that shit anyways, and Luffy has also said, if Sanji does end up marrying this girl and wants to come back with us, we can just incorporate her into the crew, which is fucking dope. That's what I think is actually going to happen. I do think Sanji will marry her. I do think Purin and Sanji will go back with Luffy, and I do think that they will gain extra members. I don't know if I've said this in any other video, but I do think that Luffy is going to gain at least 2 or 3 new members, making him go from either 9 to 11 or 9 to 12. And I know he said 10 is his max number, but I just don't think that's happening. We might have Carrot as a new member depending upon how this goes. We know we're going to have Jinbei eventually. He's going to join the crew eventually. And for all we know, if Sanji does end up marrying this girl, she might end up becoming a new member of the crew. So we just don't know, but that's how I feel. With that being said, we do get to see that Sanji's family does stop the Sanji's family does stop the Luffy's half of the Straw Hat crew. Huge ship, very scary. We see a guy that looks just like Sanji. I personally thought it was Sanji. I've seen some other reviewers saying that it was actually like Sanji's brother or something, so a relative. We don't know, but they did say, so you must be the Straw Hat crew, huh? So it can't be Sanji, but damn, they look like Sanji. Whoever that is. Brother, uncle, sister, father, it doesn't matter. They look like Sanji. It's probably a brother. Since Sanji is the third son, which means he's probably the third oldest, which means I'm probably an older brother, one of his 2 older brothers. So with that being said, with that being said, we had a lot of comedy in this chapter, specifically. With Luffy, but they're all dying because Luffy fucked up last chapter and just used all their provisions because he kept messing up on the food. So he kept using their rations and used all their rations to create food, and it wasn't even that good. And so what ended up happening was in this chapter, they were in the part of the sea that was just fucking boiling, which I don't understand how that could even happen, without the water fucking evaporating. But the sea was just fucking, but it's the New World. But the sea was just fucking boiling. They didn't think they were gonna catch any fish. They were all dying. Chopper and the minks, they were out of it. They were basically dead. We get some good comedy from Brook. We haven't heard him make a dead joke in a long time, and that was fucking hilarious. I can't wait to see that in the anime. We do get to see Brook also ask Nami to see her panties, and Nami said that she can't even muster up the strength to beat him, and I'm just like, oh god, something save these guys right now. So what ended up happening was Luffy ended up catching a really big fish, and he brought it on board, and they were like, oh my god, we have food. So Chopper was like, hold on, before we eat this, let me go let me go to Sanji's locker and get his book of fish so I can find it to see if it's poisonous or not. And then he goes through his locker and he realizes that Sanji has a bunch of dirty magazines, to which I'm just like, makes sense because it's Sanji. He finds the fish, sees that its skin is poisonous. So he goes back out and he tells them not to eat the skin because it's poisonous. To which Luffy is just like, but it tastes so good. Tells Carrot to try some, and she's just like, but the skin looks all slimy. And that's when Nami's just like, yo, at least let me cook it first. So eventually, Nami did end up cooking this fish. I'm pretty sure she saved a bunch of it, but she did end up cooking the fish and feeding everybody. Clearly, Nami's a better cook than Luffy, and Nami was able to follow on a Sanji recipe to the T. Pretty sure it's not as good as Sanji, but it's good enough to be eaten, which is good. So with that being said, that was just a bit of comedy. Eventually, they do end up going in the Whole Cake Island territory, not on Whole Cake Island, but Big Mom's territory, since they're approaching Whole Cake Island, which is where the cotton candy snow starts to fall. Excuse me. And they eventually get caught up by the Vinsmoke family, giant ship. We do also have a story about how the Marines used the story of this guy who would always fight against this army of bad guys to Goma 66 or something to get people to idolize the Marines, but I didn't feel that was too important, so I skipped over that. But with that being said, I thought it was an okay chapter, nothing too stellar compared to what we've been getting. This is obviously the calm before the storm, shit's gonna go down. So I just hope that this entire arc pays off pretty well. I don't think they're going to fight next chapter, because Luffy is poisoned, and although Luffy does have immunity to poison, the poison is affecting him. However, since the poison on this fish's body should kill someone instantly, it hasn't. Now, Luffy is still poisoned, but it's probably just more along the lines of food poisoning for him because he has an immunity. So, but Luffy's not going to be fighting next chapter, so they're not going to fight the Vinsmoke family. They're like I thought there will be a fight. They will end up fighting either Big Mom or the Vinsmoke family, maybe both by the end of this arc, but who knows. With that being said, that's all I have for you guys. Comment down below, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece content, alright? Peace.